speak down here if that's okay with everybody. I feel like up there I can't really see on the sides of the band shell, so if you don't mind, I'll be down here. Is that okay with everybody? My name is Lynn Williams, and I am a survivor of addiction, trafficking, and the streets. So this morning I had a little meltdown. I was listening to, anybody familiar with Zach Williams? So I was listening to a song called I Was Looking for You. And it just, I get emotional again because I got emotional this morning. This is a full circle moment for me. To be standing here today as a survivor and to be able to talk about it freely and to be able to own my story for what it is and to be able to do it in the very neighborhood where it was a problem. I was a problem for a long time. So, yeah, that's a full circle moment.
Go, girl!
Praise God.
Woo!
So, I think if you know anything about trafficking, you will know survivors come from all kinds of different backgrounds. The stories are varied, and my story is too, and I'm so glad that Melissa spoke before I did because my story is rooted in addiction. So, I started out just wanting to fit in, just wanting to, that don't like me. Just seeking validation and seeking attention. And drugs helped me to feel better and not to feel at all. And so that is where I got my start. And I found myself in this very neighborhood on John R. between 6 and 8 Mile, right down the street and roaming that 2-mile stretch, right? I sought my validation from drugs and from men because for me, physical attention equaled love. That meant you liked me. That is a false narrative, right? There's no truth in that. And in fact, it made me extremely vulnerable and extremely ripe for exploitation. And as you can see, I was not under the age of 18. I was a desperate housewife who wandered down to John R. south of 8 Mile, and I was just looking to fill a God-sized hole that I had inside of me. I was extremely naive, sad, needy, vulnerable, exactly the type of individual that traffickers seek out. And if any of you are also survivors, you know that, right? Traffickers seek those who are vulnerable, scared, needy, and they make a lot of promises, right? My traffickers hung the drugs in front of me and told me everything I wanted to hear. I got you. Come on with me. You still got your looks. Come on, I can help you and you will never have to worry about getting the next one. Does that sound familiar to anybody? But the reality was, I was just left empty and degraded, beaten many times, and I could outline all of the horrific experiences today, and I could give you details that would shake you in your shoes, and they never quite leave my memory, right? They turn your stomach and maybe even trigger some of you who've had similar experiences. But I'm not here to do that today, okay? Because I want to stay focused on the message here, and I want to be a hope shot to anybody who, like maybe to the people that came over from the neighborhood today. I want to be a hope shot, because if I can make it out, anybody can make it out, right? So what is my message today? My message is that human trafficking in all its variations in all its forms, in all of our stories, it can look very much like a choice if you're not paying attention. Oh, she could just stop. Oh, she don't need to be doing that. She wants to do it. Am I speaking to anybody here? Because I felt like I should know how to stop. I should be able to walk away from a trafficker. I should be able to choose to stop. But the reality is nobody chooses to sell their body. Nobody. Humans are not for sale.
Great.
I wore this t-shirt intentionally. It's one of my favorite t-shirts that Ellie's House had. People are not for sale. Nobody chooses to sell their body, right? In my work with Ellie's House, I'm able to be an outreach team member with lived experience, and I see many times, it could be somebody who doesn't really have a lot of experience on the outreach van, just wondering, well, why don't they stop? Why don't they just stop, right? Others look at the situation from the outside looking in and say, nah, she's here because she wants to be, right? Nobody is at John R. and 7 Mile because they want to be.
Right.
Nobody. I'm telling you that. Right? So I see the faces of the ladies who come to the window at the van now when we do outreach, and I know to look closer. And today I'm asking you all to look closer. Consider for a moment that they're not there because they want to be. They're there because they have to be. It could be because of trafficking. It could be because they're just caught up. They don't know how to get out. They may stay because they have a fear of the unknown. Their trafficker is familiar to them. Walking away is extremely scary, right? And for me, it started as a face of addiction, and you may assume that these women have a choice. But in the end, at the end of the road, I would allow you to completely control me on the promise of one more. Right? And I was sold for prices that you are dollars, single-digit dollars. You could use the vulnerable parts of me in any way you saw fit if you tell me what I want to hear. And I would do it just on a promise, right? Even as a grown adult, an intelligent woman, I had a God-sized hole in me, and I was easily manipulated and controlled. And today I'm here to say, but God. But God, right? On May 14, 2010, I was arrested at 7 Mile and John R. by the DPD, and I was put into Judge Lloyd drug court, Judge Leonia Lloyd. I'm speaking her name because she saved my life. I was put into her drug court on May 14th, 2010, and today, this very day, I celebrate 16 years, 2 months, 11 days, and about 13 hours clean, and out of the life of trafficking. And I was able to go back to Wayne State, and in 2013 received my bachelor's degree in honors English, and in 2020 received my master's degree in organizational leadership from Olivet University. Don't tell me what God can't do. I'm talking about this girl, barefooted, filthy, standing on the corner of John R., being pulled around by the nose by a trafficker, throat punched, and a whole lot of other details. And today, I stand before you a survivor with 16 years of life. Just want to share one more thing with you, because for a long time, even with 2 degrees and even with some time away, I still blamed myself told myself it was my choice. It wasn't until I talked to another survivor, and I'm going to speak her name, Alice J., that I sat with her and she was able to help me see how I was manipulated, how I was controlled, and it wasn't a choice. And that realization opened the door to my healing. I was able to receive forgiveness, forgive myself, and start to move toward healing. I didn't have a choice, and I want to share with you that the girls on the streets today do not have a choice. Stop telling them to just stop and ask them what you can do for them at that time. That's part of what Melissa was talking about, meeting them where they are. They don't have a choice. I'll share something with you that's kind of 12-step fellowship speak. They are caught in the grips. Caught in what grips, you might ask? Caught in the grips of addiction. The grips of being trafficked in seedy motels, in the backs of cars, in abandoned houses. They're in the grips of men's promises, the grips of wanting your approval. And most significantly, it's so true for me, the grips of degradation and the shame that goes along with our living skills being reduced to the animal level. Not knowing where I was going to use the bathroom next. Not knowing if I could get a washcloth to wipe various parts of my body. So on this day where we seek to stamp out human trafficking, I want to help make you and as many people as I can aware that trafficking doesn't always look like you may think. Yes, some of your visuals of trafficking are very real, right? And all of those stories are valid. But there's more to the story of these girls on the street. I was one of them. I see other people. My best friend made it out 11 years in the same neighborhood. So I want to say again today, humans are not for sale. And we should work as hard as we can to help abolish sex trafficking, however it looks. Because believe you me, whether you know it or not, on purpose for that purpose. Bringing awareness, staying in the streets, telling them, I know what it's like, I know where you are, it's okay, we love you, and we'll be back. And we come back because we say we'll be back. I encourage you to go beyond the appearance and what you think you see. Peel back the layers. I guarantee you, there's more that meets the eye than meets the eye. See them, meet them where they are, and learn to love them as God tells us to do, because I can tell you for a fact, they don't know, nor do they think they're capable or worthy of loving themselves. So we gotta love them so they learn to love themselves. I don't really know how to end this except to say there was one good thing that came out of my experience in the streets and as a survivor, and that's that I am now married and have a relationship of happy marriage, and anybody that knows us knows we're happily married, with the person that I used to use with, may have been trafficked with at one point. We did the work of healing. God put us in the treatment at the same time, together, and we never left. He celebrates 16 years as well right now. We celebrate 14 years of marriage. So I say to you, for anybody out there that's struggling, for the people that we brought over from the neighborhood today, if I can make it, you can make it, and I'll help you make it. Come and see me. Thank you.